starting to reach the closing point of Capitol Hills. Creating this series has been hard work, but now you're on the penultimate episode. Many thanks to you for making it up to this point, because you could have tuned me out after the first episode, or the second one, or the third one, or any other episode before this one. But here you are listening to me speak. And especially in this attention economy, where you could be listening to literally anything else, I'm extremely thankful for your attention and support. Now, let's start wrapping up this series. The final week is the week to finish strong. It's the week to finish your last internship duties, final class assignments, and do reflections on the past semester's experiences. It's also the time to start packing up your belongings and getting ready to check out of the area. There is no need for me to explain the process of packing up for departure. The only thing I need to say on the matter is that you should definitely start packing your items a week in advance. Giving yourself multiple days to pack things up makes the moving out process easier and much less strenuous. When it comes to final class assignments, one of the last ones you'll have to do is a group presentation. Everyone gets randomly paired with a partner and assigned a topic. Our topics were based on the Global Risk Report 2025. Each group was assigned a risk, and with the focus on the US, we were challenged to identify a policy problem and propose a solution to it. I ended up doing a group project on food supply shortage, which I thought was the easiest subject on the list. So yay for that! Even so, the execution of the group presentation wasn't necessarily easy. Looking back on it, I should have done more research on the subject matter as part of preparing what to say during the presentation. Even so, we weren't expected to do a lot of external research. And I'd say that's what threw everyone in a loop during the Q&A segment that occurred at the end of each presentation. We were asked unexpected questions, ones that we couldn't have expected to strongly answer without the expectation of external research. I get that policy professionals in the real world are asked tough questions on the spot during serious gatherings, but in our instance, that would have meant doing a substantial amount of external research outside of the Global Risk Report. It would have been better if we had been warned of specific post-presentation questions ahead of time. That would have led to more efficient preparation, stronger answers, and overall stronger presentations focused on one central idea. There was also the additional challenge of not having any prior oral assignments. Although we had a speech assignment earlier in the semester, we never had to actually deliver it. Not by video recording, nor in class. I didn't think to put this in the course evaluation because I hadn't thought of it at the time, but there should definitely be more oral assignments in the future. That speech assignment for which we had to submit a draft version and a revised version should have been an oral assignment rather than purely a written assignment. It would have been a great way to learn about not only how to write a speech, but also how to deliver one. It was a missed opportunity to give notes and pointers on extemporaneous speech, which I happen to know about because I took a persuasion course 4 years ago at my previous university. Granted, it takes more than doing it in one class in order to nail it, but it's important to emphasize it and stress the importance of continuing to hone in on that technique over time. For anyone listening from the future who attends the DC seminar, I hope you all have greater opportunities to practice extemporaneous speech in class and gain valuable feedback based on your performance. That will really help with improving your verbal communication skills, which are essential for aspiring policy professionals. As you conclude your internship, you'll also have to submit a final portfolio as a class assignment. It'll be a culmination of the different tasks and projects you completed at your internship site throughout the semester. You highlight a few of them in your document and provide a summary on them, and you'll also submit an updated version of your resume based on your task. It's a good idea to record your contributions as you do your internship, no matter how menial the task may seem. Whether you create a social media graphic, draft a report summary, or do some other administrative task as part of a project, write it or type it down on the document, and don't forget to add links in reference to it. It'll also help with answering a few reflection questions regarding your experience at your internship site, which you also have to do as part of completing your internship portfolio. And if due to confidentiality rules you're unable to submit an internship portfolio, it's best to talk with the professor and see where to go from there. So there's that. Although in addition, your internship mentor will also be required to submit an evaluation of your internship performance to the professor, it'll be due around 3 days after the program's end date. But it's very important that you remind your mentor of the evaluation requirement 2 to 3 weeks ahead of time. Their evaluation is how you'll get your grade in Policy 493H, garner those 6 essential credits, and fulfill the high impact requirement of the Ideas in Action curriculum. It'll also help the professor formulate recommendations for you when pursuing future endeavors, whether you seek out full-time positions, fellowships, graduate school, or any other similar opportunities. I spoke about my thoughts on my internship site a couple of episodes ago, but I'll reiterate it again briefly. I enjoyed it. Again, it was at Citizen for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington. My communications internship there was stimulating, the work environment was highly compatible, and I met some really accomplished people at Crew. It's indicative of the fact that I'll one day have a very fruitful, esteemed career myself. The final week of my internship was quite bittersweet, but my internship site is one that, if given the invitation to work with them full time, I would accept in a heartbeat. Being at Crew was truly the hallmark of my semester, and I certainly plan on sending the staff there periodic updates on my professional life, as well as words of support for the awesome work they continue to do in government accountability. Despite what it may seem, the DC seminar doesn't mark the end of an era. It actually marks the start of a new one. From there, you can craft your own destiny, whether you search for another internship, apply straight to graduate school, or take time off before facing the life of full-time employment. Or you could be like me and talk about your DC experiences on YouTube. Granted, I'm getting ready to start the job search as soon as I conclude this series. As of this recording, I've entered my last semester at UNC Chapel Hill. While I do my last 2 courses, I'm going to apply for different policy assistant and research associate jobs while also leveraging my network to aid in that search. I could end this series here if I wanted to, but honestly, I think I need to do one more episode first. This episode was the wrapping paper of this series. Now it's time to put the bow on it with one final episode coming right up.